Yeah, and could either of you speak to why do we need these special advocates in the working on with these judges in these courtrooms?
As I was saying, there are heavy caseloads for the professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes attorneys might even have a couple of hundred cases, and the social workers from DCF have many demands. So sometimes, for example, Nick and his counterpart, volunteer advocates, are able to attend meetings that the professionals do not, such as meetings at schools, and certainly you keep others informed about what it is you find. It's another set of eyes and ears, looking out for the child, and also building that relationship, because there isn't always a level of trust with an external professional such as an attorney or a social worker, and this is just a different role, one that complements the other roles.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, okay. So we're really seeing the difference that special advocates are making in these courtrooms, and why the work that you're doing is really important. Nick, how did you get involved with this work?
I actually went to Google and I Googled foster care volunteering because I didn't know that there would be anything, any opportunities that would be available. But I found CASA pretty much immediately, sent in an application, and that's how I started.
Yeah, and how long have you been working with CASA?
About three years, I think.
Yeah. And Josiah, how'd you get involved?
I just applied for an ad for the startup executive director about 5 years ago, and I've enjoyed building the organization within this existing structure. We didn't have to do it entirely from scratch, but we recruited some wonderful board members. We've undergone a merger. We have advisors as well as the two ambassadors I mentioned, and we have now our 15th cohort of volunteer advocates that we're in the middle of training. Nick was a member of one of the early cohorts, and they've really made a difference for kids, improving school attendance. We've had some examples already of children who've been reunited with their families or placed with their grandparents rather than with non-relative foster parents, and examples of young people who faced pretty extreme adversity, who've graduated high school and are on the path toward a better future. So we look forward to many more such stories in the years ahead as we continue growing.
Yeah, yeah. Do you two have memories over, however long you've been working at CASA, that to you are kind of the epitome of like, this is why we're doing this work, this is why this work matters?
I'll give Nick a chance to speak because I've been talking a lot, but you got to know one family in particular quite well, children of various ages working in partnership with another of our volunteers.
Yeah, I would say that on one hand, working with the kids is special. I used to work as a substitute teacher, and I love working with kids. And to make any difference, even if it's a small difference, a big difference, it's amazing. It's great to do that. But on the other side too, working with these people who come together to work with children who are abused or neglected, who are there, purely because they want to help and they want to do something good for the community. Having that kind of atmosphere is really beautiful because, everyone is there because they want to be there, and just having that level of community involvement, I think is so important. It's not enough for DCF to be involved. I really think that the whole community should be involved. I think it's really special when that happens because I think I think children can tell. They know if you want to be there. And so when we show up, it's like we really want to be there. We really want to help as much as we can.
Yeah. I'm really interested in that take that this has to be a community effort. It can't just be the courts and
yeah.
Josiah, do you have a memory that?
Well, I would say every day I'm inspired by the dedication of volunteer advocates like Nick. We have so many people who are devoting time and thought, just really conscientious, caring individuals. It motivates me to go to work every day, and also my fellow staff colleagues. We have a lean professional staff, but they are really committed to this work, and the Great Give is really an important source of unrestricted funding for us. It will help us eventually to sustain, to add to our staff so that we can continue recruiting and training and supporting additional volunteer advocates to serve more kids who can benefit across the state. So regardless of whether you're donating or if you're interested in volunteering to be an advocate or you just want to follow our social media and raise awareness, we'd be grateful.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for being here, Josiah and Nick. You've been listening to the Great Give Radiothon on WNHH FM. We're helping nonprofits from throughout our community raise money to continue doing work that makes a difference. To donate to CASA, go to thegreatgive.org. Don't forget the V. And if you'd like to throw a few coins to keep the station and the New Haven Independent running, we'd really appreciate it. We're on that same site under New Haven Independent. Nick Ramirez and Josiah Brown from Connecticut CASA, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
for the opportunity.